Hello, Bucks fans. This is Real Bucks Talk, and back again with another video. And today, I want to talk about the NFL draft and its strengths, and I mean by strengths at positions. And two of the biggest positions that have been talked about during this draft season has been offensive line and receiver. Receiver is a very strong position group, probably the strongest, and right behind it is offensive line as far as overall depth at not only tackle but the interior offensive line as well. And I want to talk about how that really benefits the Buccaneers, especially in the first day, not only round one but also in day two. And Mike Renner here, who he does a great job covering the draft as well. He talks about, if he's an NFL GM, you're getting at least one offensive lineman and one receiver before the end of day two. So, and he's absolutely right. I mean, the classes are very stacked, and I think the Buccaneers will definitely take both positions by the end of day two. But I really want to get into how it just benefits them overall, where the strength of those two positions could really help push certain players down the board at pick 26, and it could lead to a better defensive pick for the Buccaneers, whether that's edge rusher or even a corner in round one, but also gives them flexibility to get, maybe a Jackson Powers Johnson or Graham Barton at 26. But yeah, I mean, it's just you look at the rankings. I mean, there's so many receivers. You go down the line, and this is PFF rankings, but a lot of receivers in the top 100. Just going through the names here that could be available, at pick 57, or one of the third round picks the Buccaneers could consider to take a receiver. They could take a receiver in round one. It just really depends. But I think these positions being stacked the way they are, you look at the offensive line, just a lot of good players here. Jackson Powers Johnson, Graham Barton have been mentioned a lot in round one, and they could definitely be available at 26. But there's other guys like Zach Frazier. You look at Christian Haynes, that's been a big name. Christian Mahogany, Cedric Pran has been mentioned, Mason McCormick. So a lot of guys that could be available, but just overall the depth and the quality of those two positions, I think will really benefit the Buccaneers. And you look at their depth chart, Buccaneers have needs at both positions, whether it's receiver or interior offensive line. And it could help them, land a better edge rusher, whether that's the first round, second round, or even third round, because certain guys will be pushed down the board because teams are going to be looking at getting those premium positions in offensive line and receiver because it's so strong this year. Um, and then it could help the Buccaneers get a better defensive back, guys like Cooper DeJean or Kool-Aid McKinstry, or even, maybe a Terrian Arnold. Nate Wiggins could be falling, into the range of the Buccaneers picks. So I think that's awesome to see. And yeah, I mean, if that means the Buccaneers can, land someone like a Graham Barton at 26, a guy who can play, across the board offensive line wise, whether that's at left guard or center, just that position flexibility that he has, instant impact in the ground game as a run blocker, pass protector, pretty solid. Again, this guy has been compared to, the next Ali Marpet as far as that interior offensive lineman that he could bring and just be a very solid player for your football team. And I think that's what the Buccaneers are trying to get. So he definitely could be an option at 26. And maybe he does get pushed down the board because, other teams are looking at, offensive tackle, and maybe, or even receiver, pushes these offensive linemen down the board. But again, he's a very quality player. You look at big Bucks fan favorite, and that is Jackson Powers Johnson. Again, instant upgrade at center. Now, both of these guys could go way before the Buccaneers pick at 26, and that definitely could be realm of possibility. But if these guys go early, it means other defensive players fall and drop because of it, which would be a great thing for the Buccaneers. And, you know, whether it's offensive line or receiver getting drafted early, that could really benefit the Buccaneers and potentially landing someone like, um, Latu out of UCLA. And this has been, kind of the discussion lately, Latu falling to the Bucks at 26. Most believe it's not going to happen. And, I think it's probably 50-50 right now. Again, this guy medically retired a couple years ago from the game because of a neck injury. And that's probably the only reason why he probably falls is because of the neck injury. Older prospect as well. He's going to be 24 after this year. So, again, already 23 years old. I don't really look into that too much. Again, dude's a good football player, knows how to get after the quarterback. So yeah, I mean, this is why I think it could benefit the Buccaneers because these positions are so strong and it could push a player of quality like Latu down to the Buccaneers at 26 or even in the range where maybe the Buccaneers decide to trade up. So it's just something to think about. I think it's a great draft for the Bucs this year. It really benefits where they need to add to the roster. And even, receiver and offensive line, I think those are positions that, definitely they can add to. Obviously, edge is another position of need. And, it's been the discussion all offseason. But yeah, if it drops someone like Latu down, where they could get someone like that, I think it would be really awesome and to their benefit, like like I was saying. So let us know what you guys think if this is a possibility where, you know, maybe one of those top edge rushers fall to the Buccaneers, or does it push, just more quality as far as interior offensive line or receiver being taken at pick 26? Let us know what you think. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, comment down below your thoughts. Do you see the Buccaneers taking advantage of the strengths in this draft, which is receiver and offensive line? Obviously, I think we can all agree they're going to do that, but is it possible that one of these star defensive players fall to them at 26? Let us know what you guys think. And with that said, until the next one.